How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Today we're talking about Bitcoin and whether we think it is a good investment. So, I'm going to go over what Bitcoin is, what cryptocurrency is. I'm going to be going over some of the bullish features about Bitcoin and why people are investing in it. I'll talk about some big news that's come out recently about different investors and why it's been one of the best investments over the year since the pandemic started. Now, before we get started on this, I do want to say this video is brought to you by WeBull. So WeBull is actually starting to sell cryptocurrency on their platform, and I'll talk a little bit more about the features of that towards the end. But they are offering crypto now on their website, on their app, and you can start using it today. You can check out the link below. You can get 4 free stocks actually right now. So if you deposit $100, you get 4 free stocks on Webull, and then you can sign up to trade their Bitcoin or the other cryptocurrencies that they're offering. Again, I'll talk more about that at the end and what they are offering, but I want to go over what Bitcoin is, what cryptocurrency is, and why it's important in the beginning. So if you guys like this, please leave a thumbs up. I appreciate it, and we'll get into it. So Bitcoin is up 54% this month. Over the last week, it's up 14%. Over the year, it's up over 100%. And if we look here, compared to its lows, it is up over 300%. This has been one of the best things to invest in over the year. And I want to just go through what it is. So first of all, Bitcoin is part of cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is a digital or virtual currency which is secured by cryptography, which makes it nearly impossible to counterfeit or double spend. Many cryptocurrencies are decentralized networks based on blockchain technology. So blockchain is essentially a ledger that is enforced and tracked by a bunch of different people, a bunch of different computers. A defining feature of cryptocurrencies is that they are generally not issued by a central authority, rendering them theoretically immune to government interference and manipulation. So we'll talk a little bit more about that later, why that's important. But the important thing to know right now is there are a lot of reasons to hold crypto. So first of all, some people like it because you can hide your wealth with it. So this is not held in a bank, so banks don't know how much money you have. It's not held by a government. Governments can't see how much crypto you have. That is something that's nice for some people. It's also peer-to-peer, so you can send it to people, to individuals, without having to run through banks, which is kind of nice because a lot of the time banks will take a cut. So that is something that is to be considered too. Now, it's also anonymous, so you can have it run anonymously. So a lot of the time, if you don't want someone to know who it is that's buying something, you can pay them with this. So that is another feature. A lot of the time, though, people use this for 3 different reasons. So these are just some features of it, but I think a lot of people are buying it to invest. A lot of people think that it's going to go up, and that's a little bit more speculation than anything else. A lot of people use it as a hedge against inflation. For example, this year, the US government printed trillions of dollars and added a lot more money. So the thought is that when we do that, that there'll be inflation or the cost of goods will go up because there's more money available. Now, with cryptocurrency, especially with Bitcoin in particular, you can see here that there's about 18.5 million Bitcoin that's circulated, and the supply will be limited to 21 million. So this is something that is set in stone. There's only going to be this amount of Bitcoin out there in a few years. So right now, we can only inflate a little bit more in Bitcoin. Bitcoin is essentially mined by different computers for doing different tasks, and we won't get into that as much right now, but that shows that there is a hedge against inflation. There's only so much Bitcoin that can be out there, but that is one purpose of Bitcoin, is to hedge against inflation. Now, the other use is utility, right? So just being able to send payments, being able to send amounts of stored value. So unlike gold, where you have to keep it and you have to hold on to it, unlike money, where you either have to keep it in cold hard cash or you have to keep it at a bank, there's a utility for Bitcoin, which is that you don't have to go through a central bank. You can make transactions anonymously. You can make it without having to cut in other people, other banks, other companies. And that is another use for Bitcoin. Now you might be asking, why would you choose Bitcoin as opposed to any other cryptocurrency? Well, there are a couple of reasons. First of all, it's the most well known. So a lot of people just put more weight into it. It is something that is a store of value, just like the US dollar, just like gold. There's a certain amount of value that's placed for it that people consider it is worth this amount. So that is something that, you want something that is pretty steady, something that's well known, because otherwise, it's not worth anything. Like if I came up to you and said, I have Sam dollars, they're just like US dollars, they're just run through me. You probably wouldn't consider that worth very much. I mean, even if they were less expensive than the US dollar or anything, you still wouldn't invest a ton of money in it. So while there are other types of cryptocurrencies out there, Bitcoin is the most well known. It has existed for a good amount of time too. So I believe it came out in 2008. So it's been around for a long time, and it's more accessible than a lot of these other cryptocurrencies. A lot of people exchange it, so it's highly liquid compared to some of these other cryptocurrencies if you're trying to invest a good amount. Now, there has been some news recently. So PayPal announced that it's going to enter the cryptocurrency market. So they are going to enable customers to buy, sell, and hold a range of cryptocurrencies. Now, they have some pretty expensive transaction fees here. So 2.3%, 2%, 1.8%. I'm going to be talking about WeBull in a little bit, but they have a much lower transaction fee. So first of all, there are zero commissions, but then they have a 1% fee that's just baked into the price. So it's much lower than something like PayPal. Now, another thing that's been in the news recently is that Square bought $50 million worth of Bitcoin, and it says it aligns with company's purpose. So this has brought some attention to Bitcoin too. It bought 4,709 Bitcoin, and this represents 1% of Square's total assets. It says Square believes that cryptocurrency is an instrument of economic empowerment and provides a way for the world to participate in a global monetary system which aligns with the company's purpose. So this has brought a lot of eyes too when you talk about a major company, a huge company investing $50 million in it. That's really significant. Now, again, I do want to say this is brought to you by WeBull. I have talked with them and they are starting to offer cryptocurrency on their website. So just a couple different things. First of all, it's zero commission and it has real-time data. So it's a very cheap way of buying and selling cryptocurrency. Now, you can use this on your WeBull cash account or margin account. IRAs are not eligible for this. Now you are able to buy Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, and Litecoin. So 4 of the more well-known cryptocurrencies. And you can trade all 7 days except for 1 hour in the day. So between 5:30 p.m. and 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, they have a maintenance. But besides that, it is going to be a very nice place to keep all your money. If you already are trading on the app, or if you want to start investing in the app, you can also get cryptocurrency now. So that is really useful. I would definitely consider doing this. Again, you can sign up with the link below, but I think that there is a lot of attention that has been brought to Bitcoin over the last few months, and you can see that the prices of Bitcoin go up almost daily, it seems like. I have a brother-in-law who's invested in Bitcoin and he has done really well. So I have been considering buying it myself, not just for that reason, but just to diversify a little bit more. And I would not invest a lot in Bitcoin as opposed to stocks that produce value, because it is more speculative. It is a hedge against inflation. So I might put, between 2 and 5% of my net worth in Bitcoin. And I realize that it could go down in value. It could go up in value. It is speculative, but that is what I'm considering right now. So let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you guys for checking this out. And if you want to see a different video on a stock that I bought this week, you can definitely check out this video here. It was really interesting, and ARK Invest has been buying a lot of it. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate it, and I'll see you right here.